Imagine for a moment going underwater. As you go underwater, you start to come up as you normally would, except you're not able to. You keep swimming and swimming and try to get to the top of the water, try to come out, but you're not able to. And just as you are about to pass out and can no longer do it, you come to the edge of the water and you take a deep breath of air. I use that story or that analogy because that is how I felt. Throughout life, there's many things that can be difficult. There's jobs, there's school, there's money. Money is a big difficulty in life at times. There's many ways that we all feel weighed down, and things can heavily weigh on us. And sometimes it feels like we can't catch a breath, and we're not able to breathe, or we're underwater. The greatest breath that I have ever caught in my life is when I found that all mankind is redeemed, and that we can all return to live with our Heavenly Father because of the atonement. The word atonement is quite amazing. If you break down the word, I like to think of it as at one meant, or at one with God. To atone literally means to redeem or to make amends. And Christ made it possible for us to literally be at one with God again. That's one of the most important things of the atonement, that Christ not only lived and taught God's laws and commandments, but that he suffered the pains of all living beings, all men, women, and children. And he suffered those things that they may be able to return to live with Heavenly Father. And then he died and rose again. All of that is the atonement. That's what makes it possible for us to be at one with God. Now, the reasons why I say that is when I understood the atonement is when I was able to breathe, because I have felt the pains of a damned soul, as Alma said. I have also felt that pain of not being able to breathe. I have an experience that I went through a rough time a few years back, and I spoke to a bishop. And I was sitting in the office of this bishop, and as he spoke to me, I remember feeling lighter, literally, physically, and I'm a big guy, and I could literally feel lighter. And then after he spoke these words, he said, "Spencer, you are forgiven." I walked out of that office lighter than I had ever felt in my life. I literally felt like I could breathe. Now, I've had many experiences where I've been stressed or heavy burdened, or I've had situations where I didn't know the results and was very worried. And every time I've had those situations and I have asked Heavenly Father to allow the atonement to take part in my life, I have felt like I was able to breathe. One of the most important things of the atonement was the actual act, and I would like for a minute for you to think again or imagine with me a long line of people, every person who has ever lived in this life, lining up, and all of us carrying our burdens. Some would be huge, could be boxes full, or even weights, however you like to imagine it. But imagine that we all line up, and one by one, Christ takes that burden from us. That is literally what he did on our behalf. And that is what he did for you. And you have the opportunity to partake of that atonement at any time because of him.